There are moments in professional sports when one play changes everything. A split-second decision becomes the biggest story in the league, fans take sides, social media explodes, and every new statement creates another headline. That is exactly what has happened following the latest WNBA controversy involving Alyssa Thomas and Caitlin Clark. What started as a hard on-court collision has quickly turned into one of the most talked-about stories in women's basketball. The debate is no longer just about the play itself. It has become a conversation about player safety, league accountability, fan behavior, and how quickly a reputation can be affected in today's sports world. The incident happened during an intense game where emotions were already running high. Basketball is a physical sport, and aggressive plays happen every night. But this particular moment immediately drew attention. Slow-motion replays spread across social media within minutes, and millions of fans began debating whether the contact crossed the line. Some viewers believed it was simply a hard basketball play that looked worse in replay. Others argued it deserved serious punishment from the league. As the clips continued circulating online, the discussion grew far beyond the game itself. Instead of remaining silent while the WNBA reviewed the play, Alyssa Thomas decided to address the controversy publicly. Speaking to reporters, she explained that she never intended to injure Caitlin Clark and believed the situation had been blown far out of proportion. She also revealed something much more disturbing. According to Thomas, she and her family have received death threats, hateful messages, and personal attacks since the incident. She said people had labeled her with offensive names and that the online reaction had become completely unacceptable. Those comments immediately shifted the conversation. Instead of focusing only on the foul, many people began discussing the darker side of sports fandom. While criticism is expected in professional athletics, threats against players and their families are something entirely different. Most fans agreed that no disagreement over a basketball game should ever lead to harassment or violence. At the same time, critics argued that Thomas's public response only intensified the controversy. They believed allowing the league's disciplinary process to play out before making emotional statements might have reduced the attention surrounding the incident. Instead, every interview created another wave of headlines, keeping the story alive for days. As the debate continued, comparisons quickly surfaced with previous WNBA controversies, especially involving Kennedy Carter. Fans remembered how that situation affected her career and questioned whether the league would now apply similar standards. Some observers argued this latest incident deserved equal or even stronger discipline, while others insisted every case should be judged independently based on the specific circumstances. The discussion soon expanded beyond basketball. Many people compared the incident to behavior in ordinary workplaces, saying physical aggression toward a coworker would never be accepted. Others responded that professional sports operate under completely different rules, where physical contact is an expected part of competition. That disagreement became one of the biggest talking points across sports media. Adding even more attention to the situation, the Phoenix Mercury found themselves involved after content shared through the organization generated strong reactions online. Some fans viewed it as harmless humor, while others believed it showed poor judgment considering how sensitive the controversy had become. Whether intentional or not, it added another layer to a story that was already dominating basketball discussions. Now the WNBA finds itself under enormous pressure. Whatever decision the league makes will be closely examined by players, coaches, media members, and millions of fans. If the punishment is viewed as too light, critics may argue that player safety is not being taken seriously. If it is viewed as too severe, others may claim the league is responding to public outrage instead of evaluating the play fairly. That is why this controversy has become much bigger than a single foul. It represents a challenge for the league to balance fairness, consistency, and player protection while also addressing the growing problem of online harassment directed at athletes. For Alyssa Thomas, the coming weeks could prove extremely important. Every professional athlete understands that reputation is built over years but can change overnight. How this situation is remembered will depend not only on the league's decision but also on how both players, teams, and fans respond moving forward. One thing is certain: basketball should always remain competitive, physical, and passionate, but there must also be respect for opponents both on and off the court. Accountability matters, but so does basic human decency. Criticism is part of sports. Threats and personal attacks should never be. As this story continues to develop, the basketball world will be watching closely. The league's response could influence future disciplinary decisions, shape public expectations, and set an important precedent for seasons to come. Whether this becomes a lesson in accountability, sportsmanship, or the dangers of social media remains to be seen. For now, one controversial play has become one of the biggest stories in the WNBA, proving once again that in modern sports, the final buzzer is often only the beginning of the conversation. Professional athletics, threats against players and their families are something entirely different. Most fans agreed that no disagreement over a basketball game should ever lead to harassment or violence.